Hey people. So I feel like doing something kind of stupid. I've heard about this series for a long time called Ultimate Spider-Man, and I realize obviously it is based off of the comic universe of Ultimate Spider-Man. And every time I've seen somebody do a video on it, which isn't a lot, but I've seen quite a few, everybody has just hated this show. Absolutely hated it. And I can kind of understand why. I've only taken a few minor little glimpses at it. Namely in that it kind of does what the Teen Titans cartoon show did, where it combined the traditional animation and then every once in a while for the humor it would do the over-the-top anime style. But I guess this didn't do it very well, or it just did that too much to a point. And it's on Netflix Instant. So I went ahead and I added it to my queue. I'm going to watch a couple episodes. I might not be able to watch much of it, and I'm going to try and give a brief opinion on what I thought. So we will be right back. Oh boy, okay. Just finished doing 2 episodes of Ultimate Spider-Man. How is it? Not very good. It's pretty damn mediocre. Oh, there are some small points that I can like and enjoy. And I was doing a little bit of reading, and I actually didn't realize this show had actually come out about a couple of years ago. I don't know if it's still on the air. Uh, this show is pretty bad. There were quite a few reviewers who pointed quite a lot of things out that I really had to heavily agree with, especially after episode 1. This show is so over the top, juvenile with its jokes and its writing, and keeps on just making me scream in my head. You know, it's not the 90s anymore, but I suppose it could be worse. These characters could be saying LOL or hella or totes or shit like that. At least it's not using that kind of dialogue. But man, Spider-Man is Peter Parker is utterly annoying. He's constantly breaking the fourth wall. Hey, I'm talking to the camera. And I like how how I guess one of the reviewers who was talking about this show said that's more of a Deadpool thing. That's not Spider-Man. And yeah, and Deadpool I understand appears later in the show. And I wonder if they have that clash of hey, I mean that's what I do. Like, no, actually I do that. You just stole that from me. Oh. What did I think of the episodes overall? There's some good stuff, but there's a lot of bad stuff. The animation is fine, I think. There are some bad moments when he first goes to the Shield helicarrier and he's evading their security system. How he's not really doing anything incredibly acrobatic. How he's just kind of slightly dodging them but not really doing anything. He has the new web shooter and he's taking them out. It's like, you know, if you really want to show off Spider-Man, you should be doing, you know, having him do his incredible acrobatic skills and him just relying on his spider sense. And instead, he's not. He's just, I'm just doing this and I'm getting by. That's pretty much it. And then you get into the other teen heroes, and God, do they overdo the fact that they're teenagers? Because this is how they talk. Always with the dude. I mean, the fact that you got a character like Iron Fist, and I'm not familiar with a lot of these characters. Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and or as he starts calling himself, Power Man. And then Nova, and I forget the name of the girl. I want to say she called herself Black Cat, but I'm sorry, I can't remember. But when you're first introduced to them, their characteristics are almost as bad as Spider-Man. It's just so damn annoying. And then he decides that, oh, well, I don't want to join S.H.I.E.L.D. if I'm, going to be, hooked up with these other rookies, because I'm better off solo. And then he immediately gets his ass kicked by the Sinister Four, or whatever the hell they're calling themselves. But there's only 3 of them because Trickster, or I don't remember what they originally called him, if this is the same character from the Teen Titans. No, actually, no, I'm sorry, that was a DC character. I'm sorry. But yeah, you got the Wizard, you got the Claw, and then I don't remember her name, but they were all presented as being very bland supervillains. And then you got Mr. Osborn, who's the big bad villain right at the start, who's using these guys because he wants to use Spider-Man to, I guess, use his DNA to make a fleet of supervillains that all have Spider-Man's powers. And Dr. Octopus is his middleman. Oh, and Kurt Connors is in here too. He's a scientist now for S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know if a lot of this plays into a lot of what they've done with the Ultimate Universe. I mean, I kind of like that they're actually doing something a little bit different with Kurt Connors, that he's not just a teacher. And, and when I was thinking about this, I had to go back to the original Spider-Man animated series from the 90s, the one that I'm familiar with. And I remember that show being a lot better about its characteristics and not overdoing the whole origin. Hell, the first episode barely even delves into his origin. It just says, you probably know who Spider-Man is, so here's his character and here's his adventures. Yeah, he's a good guy, he's got some flaws to him, but he's just trying to do the right thing. And I understand that they're trying to appeal to kids, but I like to think that, or at least I hope. Anyway, and this is kind of my thought, like, as I was watching this, and I had to pause it so many damn times, because so many frustration levels, like, God damn it, this is stupid. That was incredibly stupid what you just did. So bad that I had to pause it and go off and go watch something else for a little while, to take my mind off of it. But, I would like to think, and I would like to hope that kids these days, I mean, young teenagers, are smarter than this. But I don't know. And there were so many people, the critics anyway, who kept on saying, this could be a good show if it had some better writing and it wasn't just trying to overly appeal to kids by severely dumbing it down. And I had to agree. I have to agree. This is incredibly dumbed down. And I would like to think the comic is not this bad. I mean, I can't imagine it being this bad. But, yeah, I mean, these first 2 episodes were pretty bad. I mean, at first, for the first episode, I thought it was pretty mediocre. The second one, it does pick up a little bit, but, I don't know if I want to keep watching. And I also went ahead and added Unlimited Spider-Man to my Netflix queue. I briefly remember that show, but I remember it not being on for very long. I think it lasted maybe a season, but I only remember seeing a few episodes before it was gone. And not really being able to think that much of it. So, I know it's supposed to be Spider-Man in an alternate timeline, or weird planet, or dystopian future, something like that. So, this show, Ultimate Spider-Man, I can't recommend it. I mean, it's on Netflix Instant. Of course, it's already been out for a couple of years, so I can't imagine. I mean, I don't even know if this show is still on the air or if it's gotten better. Probably not. So, I mean, if people that are doing videos on this are saying, like, this is crap of the highest degree. This is mediocre crap. If that's what they're saying about this show now, or even last year, then I can't imagine that people who are at all like me in that, they're in their mid-30s, they grew up with Spider-Man, they're very familiar with Spider-Man, but then again, this is obviously not a show that is aimed at them. This is, or even aimed at me. This is a show that's meant to be for teenagers, but still, at the same time, it's Marvel. It's Spider-Man. You'd have to think, let's try to aim for all demographics. Yeah, let's try to get, a younger audience, but shouldn't we also try to appeal to our fans, too, at the same time? I mean, if I was trying to write something like this, I would want to try to appeal to a lot of people, namely the fans. Yes, I would want to try and get younger viewers, but this show could be so much better with better writing. Ugh. So, yeah, there's my opinion on Ultimate Spider-Man. It's pretty mediocre, and it's pretty bad. Oh, God. Anyway, on to other and better things. See ya.